even beyond their academic performance, and you were kind of talking about, we're kind of speaking to how it affects the students like in the school and then like in their personal lives and in the home. Kind of beyond the academic, what are the signs that the youth might need testing and or therapy for like OCD and like ADHD, anxiety? Like when we were talking earlier about the shaken can, and we're kind of presented with these parents that are coming forward, especially if they're coming to you, they've reached a point where they're kind of like maybe at a loss and looking for that roadmap. Kind of what, in terms of like, I mean, even advice or things that you would be giving families, or kind of insight for comfort and for telling them that like, hey, this is not something that we're all conscious of. What are some signs that you might identify with them that would kind of confirm or deny like whether that youth needs like the testing or therapy?
Some of the other things I tell parents to look out for is if you notice, like even just like how a child keeps their room can say a lot about what's going on cognitively.
Backpack closet.
Like if your kid comes home and takes their binder out and there's papers flying everywhere, right? And that's kind of their MO. Like that might be a sign that there might be some executive dysfunction going on, right? Or it could be anxiety, it could be OCD, right? But another thing, like if you I have a lot of parents that come in and say, I have to remind them to brush their teeth every single day, and they're 12 years old. Like, why do I have to do this? And so, parents that are finding themselves constantly repeating themselves, constantly reminding their kids to do things, feeling like kids that have trouble following multi-step directions. So if we have a parent that says, go upstairs, do this, and the child does one of those things, that can be a good reason to figure out kind of what's going on. Another thing that I always tell parents is like, look out for transitions. So, does the child, a lot of kids go to summer camp or go on vacation. When they're coming home, I think a lot of us get the Sunday scaries when we have to transition out of vacation or weekend back to work. But, to what extent is this kid having a hard time, going back to school in the fall? With that said, like in between transitional periods in school, going from middle school to high school to college, we tend to see we call it like ADHD. We think of it as like an iceberg, and there's a lot going on that tends to, as we meet the ceiling of expectations and demands start to exceed that, that's kind of when the iceberg starts to come out of the water a little bit.